Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
He has time.
He's got him. Side touch is there. Leaping grab. Touchdown. Touchdown.
To perfection, expect nothing else. Do you like to make yourself a hot cup of coffee to start your day? We have both whole bean and grounded. Also great for all you iced coffee if not a hot kind of person. Even make yourself a frappe to quench your thirst. The best tasting coffee with espresso. It's only $18.99 plus taxes for a 12-ounce bag. Buy 1 to 5 bags and shipping is only $7. If you spend over $100, shipping is absolutely free.
Good morning.
Morning. What's up?
It's Monday. The worst team in the NFC North happens to be 3-2. Who would have thought that would happen? Oh wait, yeah, we would, because that's what we said at the beginning of the year, that this would be the best division in football. And look, everyone's at least 3-2, and the Vikings, which I'm sure will hopefully maybe see Luca from London, 5-0. Jeez, now that one no one saw. That one no one saw, but it's a victory Monday. Oh wait,
yeah, but
the Luca from London.
Are you guys thinking? Did the Vikings have a flaw in there? Do they have a flaw? Well, I'm just saying, man. I mean, they're not as elite as they look.
Yet they're 5-0 and they beat you.
I get it, bro. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just, I don't know.
And then there's the Raiders, who they are a team that we all thought would do much better.
What happened, Joe?
What happened, Joe? What'd you do?
What happened? Is Max leaving? Is Max jumping ship? Is it really as bad as it sounds, Joe?
No, you should have heard. Actually, they asked Max that yesterday.
Oh, did they? I was going to say, I'm sure someone had to directly ask him.
Yeah, he said these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and he wishes that people would stop trying to speak for him. You know, like that if he wanted to leave, he would leave, and if he's like, obviously, I want to be here. Like, But on another note, Gardner Minshew ate a booger on live TV yesterday, and
that's
no,
gross.
I'm being dead fucking serious. Like it wasn't bad enough to like throw the pick six that changed the whole momentum of the game and cost us the game. But then when he got replaced by Aiden O'Connell, the camera caught him eating a booger on the sideline. So, yeah, I hope that Gardner Minshew never sees the field again for the Raiders, but I'm sure he will. Unfortunately,
you guys should have got Flacco. He was out there. Flacco was out there.
That's the best. Your starting quarterback is on the sidelines eating a booger. Like,
yes, protein.
Good old Raider Nation, baby.
Well, I just want to make clear that just because Gardner Minshew eats boogers doesn't mean that the rest of Raider Nation eats boogers.
They sure look like they did yesterday.
Yeah.
They sucked yesterday, hey, Joe. What happened, Joe?
The entire
Denver.
NFC North win. I mean, look at
bro. We were going to be up 17-0. We were going in. We were on the 5-yard line. We were going in to be 17-0, and Gardner Minshew decided to throw the ball high, and Pat Surtain took it back 100 fucking yards. Dude.
Yeah, we.
What was crazy about that though is just like literally like a few minutes earlier in the Giants game, there was a 102-yard fumble return for a touchdown. That is the first time in NFL history that there were 2 defensive touchdowns of 100+ yards, let alone that they were within 8 minutes of each other.
That's cool.
It was
crazy.
nuts.
That's never happened before. That's never happened.
No, never happened before. That was the first time ever that there have been 2 of 100+ in one week, let alone that they were within 10 minutes of each other. It was actually within 8 minutes of actual time, right? Of each other. Watching Red Zone yesterday in the late game was insane. Every time you turn around, there was like some like big interception, and then you get like you have the blocked field goal that got returned yesterday too. I mean, the late games were crazy compared to the early games. The early games were good. I mean, you had some surprises or some letdowns too. Like the Raiders game was a letdown, but all 3 rookie quarterbacks, by the way, won yesterday. Bo Nix, the kid in DC, and of course Caleb. So it's this league year. I know we say it every year. What a strange league year. But yesterday was a day of oddities. You had all 3 rookie quarterbacks winning. All 3, and those are the only 3 rookie quarterbacks that have started the whole season. You had those dual 100+ yard returns. Plus, don't forget the Giants also got in that game. You got the blocked field goal return. So I mean, you add that in there. Rodgers throws 3 picks. I mean, it was
but you know what? Let's also say Rodgers also threw 60,000 yards. I mean, that's a fucking milestone.
Yep.
And the Packers actually hit 30,000 points.
Yeah, but that wasn't the point. I mean, that's not the point, though. The point is all the weirdness that happened. I mean, those are long-term things. I mean, that's cool. But I mean, you had things that we don't see and we might see once a season. Like, how many blocked field goals for returns do we get a year? Maybe 1.
Oh.
How many 100+ yard pick sixes or fumble returns do we get in a year? Maybe 1. We had all of that in yesterday's late game within a half hour. I mean, there was
a lot of stuff going on.
Often, probably hasn't happened in a decade. I mean, 3 rookie quarterbacks that all three have started from week 5, and they all got wins yesterday. That's kind of a rarity. Caleb broke the rookie quarterback. Caleb Williams in 5 starts has more 300 yard games than Justin Fields had in 3 years. He's got more yards than guys like it's like him. If you took him, Rex, Orton, I mean, he's just.
Well, yeah, you know what, Mike, it is, but it isn't. You got to embrace the milestone, bro. I mean, come on, man. Eventually, you're gonna get there, and you guys are just late. That's all. You're there now, man.
So, I mean, you look at Caleb.
Now, if Caleb can just have a 300-yard game every game for the rest of the season, he might crack 4,000 yards.
Oh, he's on track.
He's going to crack it. I think he had to only do like 200 yards. He had like 220 or something. It was a game he had to average. So, he's got a shot at it, bro.
Yeah. So, like here, week 1, Caleb was look at Caleb as a progression. Week 1, 55.7. Week 2, 51. So it dipped. Then he goes to 80. His PFF or his quarterback passer rating, and then in week 3 goes to 80. Week 4 goes to 106. Yesterday was 126.
Shit, bro.
Right? So, I mean, he's progressing. He's progressing, which is what we wanted. But it's just yesterday there was just such an oddity. It was just such an oddity in all these things that happened. Yeah, we played the Panthers yesterday. And next week we get
so I'm just saying you gotta weigh that as well. Like,
yeah, but you're still seeing progression. Progression's progression.
No, and I'm not trying to say you're not. I'm not trying to say you're not seeing progression. I'm just saying,
I'm not saying, oh my God, he had the best game in NFL history.
Yeah, that 126 is like.
No one's saying that, Joe. It's progression.
I didn't say you were. I just said, let's just put it all out there. Like,
let's not Debbie Downer it because the Raiders lost.
No, it's just
I know
apparently I'm not allowed to like
Raiders lost.
I'm not allowed to add.
No.
I'm not allowed to add
you
context to the
can't.
situation.
No.
Well, no, I mean, look, it's progression. It's progression. It's
Yeah.
I mean,
Caleb is getting
you know,
better, and that's what you wanted.
he's getting better. Jaden
Right.
Daniels is getting better. Bo Nix is getting better. All three of those rookie quarterbacks are getting better. Bo Nix and Sean Payton had some words. I love the post game where he goes. He said the kid. He goes the kid has some Ferris Bueller in him. He said he has some Ferris Bueller in him, and he goes, "That's my love," and he needs some of my love language.
Honestly, dude, I didn't see anything from Bo Nix that impressed me yesterday. Like, and it's not just because the Raiders lost, because I can take a loss. I've been taking losses for 20 years, dude. 30 years. Like, I didn't really see a whole lot that impressed me from Bo Nix, to be honest with you. Like, he made one really nice throw. I'll give him that throw to Troy Franklin that should have been a touchdown and was wide open, and dude dropped it. Like, that throw was on the money, and dude should have hauled that in. But
I mean, they're all even Minshew's gonna make that throw. You go, ooh, they're all gonna make that throw every so often. But I mean, he's progressed and they're winning games. They are doing what you guys aren't, winning games. And you guys have a better team. I think overall, you have a much better team. And you have Bo Nix. If you had Bo Nix, you might be winning games right now because he's not doing a lot of rookie things that would cost them games. So they're winning games. Because if you look at Denver, you look at the roster, but if you look at Denver's roster, dude, you don't go, oh yeah, I mean they got Surtain, great, but he's not pressuring the quarterback every down, right? So okay, you got one corner you don't want to throw to. But after that, you look at Denver and go, they got rid of Judy, they got rid of all their guys. They bring in a bunch of new people and Bo Nix, and you're like, okay, well, they're going to be in the basement this year. Yet, the Raiders, who have a much better team on paper, are in the basement. So Bo Nix is doing something right.
Again, there's context to add to that. I think Denver's defense is better than the sum of all of its parts. Like, they're playing really well together. They have good chemistry. I think Raiders...
So should the Raiders should be like that, too.
The Raiders have 7 starters out with injuries right now. Like that I don't care like what team you are. If you have 7 starters out, you're not going to be playing at your full potential, let's say. But even then, the Raiders' full potential, even with their starters, is with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. It's just not.
Well, I just saw a report that they're benching Minshew for Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, but AP didn't say that. AP, they asked him yesterday, and he said he doesn't know, that they have to watch the film.
The media.
I thought I saw a report that AP is the one.
Yeah, you did. You saw the report that he got benched in the third quarter, and so the media takes that as, oh, he's been benched, and it's to be AOC going forward, but AP hasn't officially said that in a press conference.
Gotcha.
That's where the media.
Sometimes the guy just needs to get the game off. Sometimes you just have to take the game off. You suck. You know, you're in a bad way. I don't know. It happens.
Dude, the worst part is like these comments like, "Oh, the Broncos cooked your candy asses." It's like, dude, we were going up 17-0 before Gardner Minshew did Gardner Minshew things. Like, it was going to be a blowout the other way, and so it's like, okay, yeah, they beat us. They kicked our ass at the end.
I don't know if I agree with Mike there. Mike says coaching.
That game would have been completely different had Gardner Minshew not thrown that fucking pick, man. Yeah, that game was completely different. We were going up 17-0.
I don't know if I agree with Mike saying that the coaching is better in Denver. I like AP as a coach. I think the players and everyone likes AP as a coach. I don't know. I mean, because Peyton, his whole career was riding on Drew Brees. When Drew Brees left, right, they started to not win a lot. And Nola, look at the hot mess Nola was after he left. I don't know if I would say that.
I don't know, because when Sean Payton was getting hired for the Saints job, he was the number one coach that a lot of teams wanted to sign. Green Bay was going to sign him to be their coach, but because of him going to New Orleans, we picked McCarthy.
Right, but I'm just saying, I don't know if AP is a bad coach, though.
at the beginning of the season, like before the season started, I don't think anyone had Denver having a winning record. Like everyone thought they were going to be absolute trash. So give him credit. He's got them with a winning record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But I don't think.
I'll go
No,
ahead
but I
and give
don't
him
think.
credit.
But I don't think AP is a bad. I don't think AP is a worse coach than Sean Payton. Like, if first, I mean, we have a small sample size than AP, but I don't think AP is a bad coach. His personnel let him down, like you said, like several times this morning. Minshew doesn't throw that pick six to Surtain, the 106-yard return. It's a whole different game, and AP wins that game. So I don't know if the coaching's better in Denver. I think the quarterback personnel might be better in Denver yesterday. Bo Nix played a much cleaner game, and that's the point, right? Like Bo Nix, the whole thing this all started because Joe said, "Well, Bo Nix isn't showing me anything." He is showing you something. He's not losing his team games. He's playing pretty clean, and that's what you want out of a rookie, right? Look at these rookie quarterbacks. I mean, Caleb has what, 3 picks? What does Jaden Daniels have? 2 picks? Maybe 3? How many does Bo Nix have? All 3 of them have very low interception numbers through 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them have winning records.
I place the blame for that game more on the Raiders than I do. Like, the Raiders lost that game much more than Denver
But
won.
that's fine, Joe. Joe, that's fine. You can say that.
Luke Getsy is terrible, dude.
Well, we told you that,
like,
but I mean,
we were down.
We told you that. But I mean, Joe, the point is, like, it's not. I'm not saying that you're wrong. You're probably right. That look at that interception changes everything. But the fact still is, when we talk to what Bo Nix is doing, he's playing a clean game. That's why he's winning.
He didn't really impress me, but he took care of the football, and that's what you want him to do.
That's what you want him to do.
But I just don't understand the Raiders' offense. Like, you know that Devontae's out. You know that your running game hasn't been playing well, but you still insist on smashing your fucking running back in between the tackles in the fourth quarter when you're down by 15 points and you're still fucking just running halfback dive. It's like,
hello, Luke Getsy.
I don't get it, dude. Like, they should have they should have done nothing but throw the ball that whole second
you heard
half.
me. You heard us, the Bears fans, last year when you guys hired him. We all told you he sucked, and now you're like, oh yeah, he sucked.
Well, I wasn't exactly like sitting here, saying
they didn't ask Joe's opinion about him when they hired him.
They should have. They should have. I mean, yeah, Getsy is a.
God damn it, Joe.
You know what? You know where Getsy could do well? The Jets. You know why? Because Aaron's there. That's the only reason he'd do well.
I don't think he could do well with the Jets anymore because Aaron's not Aaron anymore.
Yeah, he's not.
Even then.
Totally not.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny? So they've been kind of doing this with Kurt and Aaron, and neither of them are really planting well on that Achilles foot still. Aaron still isn't planting well on that Achilles foot, and that probably led to a couple of those interceptions. But that last interception was so horrendous. Like, I've never seen Rodgers in a situation like that go to the inside. He always goes to the outside.
I was watching a video, and you can see the backs of Aaron Rodgers' legs by his calves. His left calf, his atrophied to almost half the size, to where I think that's got a major thing with it, is that he couldn't work that out like he would normally do. So he's not able to drive or be balanced with it. Because if you watch his weird off-platform throws, and I know he's made a lot of off-platform throws in his career, but these are like super awkward ones.
I mean, the thing is with Rodgers, like even ball placement, last interception, that's you never see him put ball placement like that. I wonder if he's not planning well, and therefore he's not putting the ball where he wants. I mean, he's got to fix that. Kurt, same injury, but even though he's not fully planting, looks a lot better than Rodgers coming off the injury. And of course, Kurt had less time to heal than Rodgers. But I mean,
And isn't Kurt like 4 years younger than him?
yeah, the age gap isn't huge. 2, 3 or 4
Yeah,
years,
I-
maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, but the closer you get to 40, the quicker you're gonna drop off. And I think we've seen that drop off from Aaron now.
Yeah, maybe. And then yeah, Jordan. You know what? At the time, everyone laughed. Oh my God! Look at this! Look how stupid Jordan Love is giving up the pick six. However, you think about it. He takes a safety, they free kick it, and then the Rams come down and get a touchdown. It's a 9-point swing versus a 7-point swing, and that game looks completely different too. That was an interesting way that worked out yesterday. That pick six that he gave up might have actually been beneficial. Who knows? But that Rams game, the Rams looking for the Rams. You want to talk about a good football team coached well? The Rams, for as many people as they have injured,
Mm-hmm.
and they are still tooth and nail into games where they have a shot at the end. Now Stafford threw a pretty bad pick. At least one really bad pick I saw in the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say McKinney almost snagged a second one from him, but it fell out of his hands.
Yeah,
It's
he got that was a gift.
second
That
time
was
he's
a
almost
gift.
had 2 big game, man.
That
Holy
was a gift from Matt Stafford to McKinney. He said, "Oh, let me keep your streak alive," because I don't know what the heck Stafford was thinking with that ball.
That
I mean,
second one would have been a nice takeaway, though,
But I mean,
because that was all
Good
McKinney
morning,
just
Eric.
going to steal it. Yeah,
but I
good
mean
morning.
that Stafford made. I don't know what Stafford was thinking on that interception. I mean, it wasn't even like it was close. But I mean, the Rams though are still in game. They gave you guys a heck of a good game. A heck of a good game. That's a team that you think with all their injuries, we can beat them easy. 2 weeks in a row, they've been in the game. And the third, actually, want to go back to the last 3 weeks with all these injuries. They beat the 49ers. They lose a tough one to Chicago. They lose a tough one to Green Bay. That's a Rams team that's very competitive with half their damn team injured. They're going to be scary good if they get everyone back and can stay in playoff contention. And the way the NFC West is going right now, they might possibly be in playoff contention.
Speaking of that, thank you, Ken. Hey there, Rob. How about them fucking Cardinals?
How about him? What about it, man?
I told you they were gonna win, but no,
bro, that was all. That was not. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
you called
No
it.
one
I'm not
thought
saying
that-
you did, man, but you know goddamn well that was the 49ers
Oh
game.
yeah. I just wanted to give you some shit. You were dead right in your
right. You called it. I also called the
Freaking
Jaguars
Keebler
man,
out.
getting their first dub. So
Mhm.
I mean,
Freaking
Jaguars
Keebler
finally
out,
got rid of their O.
yeah, there was a chance of it.
I just can't believe that the Keebler elf got one.
I
Well,
can.
the way that worked out, man, that was Purdy at the end there. He fucking that guy's he's just as just as got a big a question mark as the rest of them. I mean, I'm sorry. He's part of the
What's up
reason
with the
why
Niners, man? The
That's
Niners
what
are
I'm
on the
talking about,
slide.
Joe.
Hey,
That's the
and
we're talking about.
And this is another one I called right after the offseason started. I said I would not be surprised to see the Niners take a step back this year, and I would not be shocked if they totally missed the playoffs.
Oh yeah, no,
Actually,
the Giants beating Seattle.
Another one of the big teams from last year that struggled early, but man, what a game yesterday. I guess the one team still is struggling. The Bengals, man, they just can't get one. But man, that I mean, the way that game, man, you want to talk about the weirdness of this week. So okay, so we get to overtime. Lamar butt fumbles, right? Okay, they go out there and kick the game-winning field goal. Oh no, the holder drops the ball. They shank it with a field goal kicker who never misses. Goes wide left because of it. Then at the very next play, Derrick Henry busts off like what a 50-some yard run, 60-yard
No,
run.
I think it was 56 or something like that.
56, yeah.
Yard run in overtime, and at first and goal, and Harbaugh says, "Yeah, we'll just kick it," and they do, of course, and they win. I was like, "Oh my god, that game!" Baltimore gets another win. They're on a 3-game win streak. They're now 3-2. They're looking good, but the way that game ended, I'm about to have a fight in my man cave here, so hold on, I gotta get up and close the door.
Well,
Man,
Ken was
what
right
way
though.
that-
The Bengals do play up to their opponent. They did
Yep.
play a lot better.
And,
They do.
and T. Higgins got off the milk carton too.
Yeah, he sure did too. That I think Minnesota called that one.
No, I
Jabez,
did.
somebody I was talking to said that he's going to get off and get like 3 touchdowns, and
Yep.
I like that fucking guy.
But that was what a finish to that game, though, isn't it? Burrow just looked so dejected.
Yep.
He's just like,
The
you gotta
Bengals are
be-
trash, and they're done.
But
Their
you know,
season's
look
over.
at it wasn't like the Ravens didn't try to give them the game at 1 point or 2 points. They did, but man, Ravens.
Bengals
man,
are
they're
riding
still in
that
it.
the Bengals are riding that Raider train down to Loserville. I'm just kidding, Joe.
Hey, well, the Jags finally get a win, which. But you know,
You want to
what's
be
funny?
worse than the? Do you want to be worse than the Panthers and worse than because
At this point, yeah, because I just want to get a high draft pick. Like,
you guys are on your way to it, bro. I think so, bro. I really do.
yeah, I mean,
Man.
dude,
I
every bad thing that could have happened to us to start the season has happened to us.
yeah.
Like, you know, our
And
offensive line
and
playing
it's
like
the
shit.
opposite. During the
then we
offseason, the
lose-
Vikings had
lose
such
7
bad.
starters.
Dude, the Vikings
Lose
had
7
such bad
starters.
luck in the offseason that if it wasn't for bad luck, remember we were saying it. If
I
it
know,
wasn't for-
bro.
If it wasn't
That's
for
right.
bad luck,
Yeah.
we have no luck at all. And now they're undefeated. And you're going, what the hell happened there?
12 of the games were 1 score. Yeah, no, there wasn't that.
Yeah.
The Bears blew out. The Bears I think they had the biggest blowout of all of it. You know,
Yesterday, yeah.
yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, and,
So-
and I'll give it to you. Caleb had himself one hell of a game.
Yeah, no, those are the games you have to win, man. Those ones right there. Those, you know, when you play those crap teams, you got to pound them. You got to make them eat it.
Well, and you know what that was? They ran the ball well. DJ got the throws to DJ were, of course, nice. There were some nice balls to Rome. Keenan was not heavily involved, and we didn't heavily involve the tight end, but we didn't have to though either. It was a nice balance of defense, created turnovers. Interesting fact: Green Bay leads the league in turnovers right now. Created,
Yep.
defensive. I think the Bears must be right behind you. We must be right behind you because we picked up 2 or 3 more yesterday as well. It's
Minnesota
gotta be
is right
close.
behind us.
So the NFC North in general is leading the league.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
It's
surprised
brutal.
if we were 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I mean, the defense is, and your guys' defense is still having its ups and downs, but overall it's up, which is great for you guys. But yeah, it's like looking at the standings. So there are no more winless teams because the Jags win yesterday. But here are the 1-4 teams. The Patriots. Okay, we're not surprised, right? Is anyone surprised with the Patriots being 1-4? Probably not. No. Okay. The Bengals are 1-4. The Browns are 1-4.
Yeah, the Browns are surprised. I figured they would have been
The
way better.
The Bengals are surprised at 1-4.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest surprise. That is probably the biggest one. I thought
And
they
that's
weren't
the
going
big-
to.
With the Steelers
1-4.
losing last night, the
I
Ravens.
don't know. I think the not having a losing record is the biggest surprise
No,
to me.
let us get there. We're not there. We're doing this by division here. We're not in the NFC. We're still in the AFC. So we did the AFC East. No surprise, the Patriots are 1-4. The AFC North, you've got the Bengals and Browns at 1-4, which I think the Bengals are surprised. Maybe the Browns to an event. By the way, the Ravens are in first place now at 3-2 after they started 0-2. Okay. Then you go to AFC South. The Jags are 1-4. The Titans are 1-3. The Colts are in second place at 2-3. That division's terrible. The West. Well, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. The Broncos are in second place at 3-2. The Chargers are 2-2. That's kind of maybe like I think we all would have been like, yeah, okay, we could see that, right? Then if the Raiders, of course, are 2-3, which is they should be 3-2, but whatever. The Commanders are 4-1. What? Right? That's a surprise. And And then really that division is not bad. 3-2 for the Cowboys, 2-2 for the Eagles, and the Giants are 2-3. Okay, not too surprising there. The North, we already know everyone's has won at least 3 games except the Vikings. The Vikings are surprised. The NFC South. No one's surprised the Panthers are 1-4. But the Falcons own first place right now because of head-to-head. The Falcons and the Bucs are both 3-2. Probably where we thought they might be. The Saints are 2-2. And now Joe's division. Unfortunately, ended up being the last one went to the West. Niners are 2-3. Rams are 1-4. Cardinals are 2-3. And the Seahawks are in first place at 3-2.
The Seahawks looked fucking.
They choked it hard yesterday. They choked it hard. Holy mother of God.
Yeah, that whole division. You know, the NFC West, Seahawks, 2-game losing streak. They're in first place. Rams, 2-game losing streak. Niners, 1-game losing streak. Cardinals are the only team that won.
Yeah, but the
I was going to say, I'll call it now. I'm going to call it now. The Cardinals are going to end up winning the division.
They could. I believe that. Honestly, it's so up in the air right now.
I see.
Holy mother of God.
It's so up in the air right now. If the Rams get healthy, they could win the division. And they're 1-0.
Oh, absolutely, they could. I just got the feeling that the Cardinals are going to end up sneaking it out.
I mean, well, the rest of the teams are. I thought the Seahawks might have it to get it, but no, they.
Yeah, yeah. I expected the Seahawks to be a hell of a lot better than they are. These past 2 weeks, they've been getting slapped around.
Is Monday Night Football even worth watching tonight?
No, Kansas City's winning.
I mean, you never know, bro. I don't like.
Come on, the ref was already sitting there, snuggled all right up to Chief Frog throat.
Well, bro, I mean, the only way this shit gets exposed is if it happens on prime time. So let's see what happens. That's all I can say. I mean,
it has been happening on prime time, and they haven't done shit to stop it.
What is with Lions fans? So then now they're calling it the Lions hangover effect. If you lose the Lions, you're going to lose the next week too. Oh my God.
Hey, so far this season, it's true.
Dun, 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 dun. Who do they play this week? Coming up.
The Lions next week. Where are they losing to? This
who they losing to?
No, this one. I'm not going to say they're going to lose this one. It's a revenge game this week for them.
Dallas?
Oh, the Cowboys.
Detroit's win to Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to end up saying Detroit's probably going to win that too.
Man, yeah.
I'll wait to do predictions. We can wait till Wednesday, Thursday to do predictions, but they go to Dallas.
Cowboys lost 2 more pass rushers last night alone, bro. They're down like 4 pass rushers.
Wounded.
Dan Campbell's probably sitting there in the meeting room, just we're kicking some Cowboy ass.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. Cowboys.
Well, there's some surprises in the divisions. I mean, there are some teams that you're like, look at the record, like, really? You know, and then you look at the strangeness that happened in the league yesterday with the defensive scores, I guess. Well, the one special team. I mean, dude, it was a crazy week in the NFL. There's some crazy bylines going on in the NFL. I mean, the only thing I'm not surprised about is that the entire NFC North has a winning record. That's the only thing I'm not surprised about.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me rephrase that. I am, because I did not think Minnesota would be anywhere near this good. I figured that they would be 500 or 1 game under.
With Minnesota, remember at the beginning of the year, even I was saying they could win. They could be a 10-game winner, or they could be a 5-game winner. It just depends if the Ghost Hunter game manages to win games, and he's been game managing. They've been winning games. We all knew they had a good defense. Well, at least I did. Some people say, "Oh, they don't have a defense because they lost to Neil Hunter." And I said, yeah, that doesn't matter because they signed a guy, they drafted a guy. And look, they signed the guy the guy they drafted are playing immensely well for them. So their defense is kind of what I thought they would be. The offense is game managing, man. I mean, that's what he needed to do. And I don't know. I didn't think they'd be 5-0, but 3-2 wouldn't have been a stretch. Looking at their schedule, so I'm not surprised that the entire NFC North is 3-2 right now or better. 3 or 2 and better. I mean, that has got to be one of the bigger stories of the early season through 5 weeks. So is that Minnesota is 5-0, and they've beaten a couple decent teams to get there.
Yeah. And then JB, what player are you talking about that had gotten injured?
I think he's one of the pass rushers from last night.
I wouldn't go that far, Brad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a wide margin that they're better. I mean, and let's be fair to Green Bay. They beat Green Bay with Love coming off of injury, and then almost gave that game to Green Bay, winning by 2. So, I mean, if they had beaten Green Bay by 21 points, you might have an argument.
Yeah, but they barely held off the Jets yesterday.
Yeah,
man. I wasn't impressed.
It's not like the Vikings are blowing guys out. They're winning games, which is good, right?
They start blowing them out, but then they stop. It's like, what the fuck? They forget how to play football after the first quarter. I don't get it.
Well, part of it too was Aaron Jones going out with that injury. You could see how much that offense switched up once he went out.
So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's not particularly close. I'd say it's probably pretty close. I mean, look, they got to be feeling good right now as far as making the playoffs. Let's put it that way. Oh. As far as winning the division, they're probably feeling okay, but they've only played one division game. They got 5 more division games to go. That lead that they've got, that 2-game lead, can become no lead like that. So let's calm down a little bit there, Brad.
Enjoy being undefeated because you guys definitely
they got a buy. They got a buy.
Don't get too far out there. Yeah, Minnesota's 5-0 in London.
Yeah. Well, the Bears, are on an 8-game win streak at home, longest in the NFL. Still kind of a shocker if you think about it. Now I don't know what they'll do with this week. It's London, but I think it's our for us. It's a home game on the schedule because we would have had the 9th home game this year. I don't know I think the Bears will win, but I mean, I guess that counts towards a streak. I guess I don't know. That's just another interesting one. 8-game win streak. Minnesota's playing good, but I'm not going to say Minnesota is so far ahead of everyone. I mean, they're playing good. They're playing good in all 3 phases, yes. But you know what? So are the Bears, so are the Packers, so are the Lions. So, the Bears are getting better on the offensive side of the ball. Green Bay's getting better on the defensive side of the ball. And the Lions actually use a field goal kicker now. So, I mean, be happy, Brad. You're 5-0, but it's not like you guys are light years better than the rest of the division. Oh, for the Bears game, yeah, bros. You had the best. You were closest on the pick. I knew I called it a 2-score game, but yeah, they outpaced me yesterday. Oh my God, it was funny. There was a guy on Bears Twitter yesterday. He gets on in the morning, said the Bears score 30 points. I'm drinking toilet water. There was a video of him drinking the toilet water yesterday afternoon. Everyone called him out on it. The NFC North is overall looking really well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, he paid his bet.
That's what he gets.
I mean, look, that's a good thing that guys are paying their bets because otherwise, if they didn't, we wouldn't have this throw up every so often.
Oh,
just saying. So yeah, nice that he paid his bet there. No, the North is looking really good. Thinking the way the North is, Brad. be happy with your Vikings. You got the bye next week. Your schedule's going to get a little bit tougher. Who do they get in week 7 looking ahead? I mean, I hate to look ahead this early in the week, but let me see who the Vikings at least get in week 7. Ooh, this is going to be good. This will be good in the neighborhood. We're going to have fun in week 7. I have a bye week in week 7. But guess what week 7 matchup is?
Oh.
The Detroit, or I'm sorry, let me do this correctly. The Detroit Lions are going to the Minnesota Vikings in week 7.
Game.
Oh yeah,
Division game.
that's going to be a hell of a game.
War
Brad look at here's Brad. Wait, let me. We don't do this often, but let me throw this up there. I love Brad. Brad goes, the schedule gets easier, and then so the Lions are getting easier than the Jets.
Yeah, no.
I think we have a new homer.
Really?
I think we have a new homer.
Maybe Brad only watches the Vikings. Maybe that's his problem. I mean, if that's all he watches, then yeah, that's probably why.
Brad, you still have 5 division games left, so it doesn't get easier. You got 5 division games in a division where no one has a losing record. It doesn't get easier. And it's the NFL. Anyone can beat anyone on any given Sunday. Otherwise, we'd have some 0-5 teams right now. We have none. We'll see here. Let's see here. I mean, look at, but to be fair to Brad, though, he does have something to look forward to with Hawkinson coming back. We'll see what happens with the receiving core. He does have some good things to look forward to, but dude, this is a good division. I wouldn't say it's the teams in this division are miles apart. They're not. You guys beat Green Bay by 2. You almost lost that game. You almost lost to the Jets yesterday. I mean, you beat the Giants in week 1. Good. You should have. You beat a good Texans team. That was actually a good win.
Oh, yeah.
But not trying to take anything away from 5-0, but you guys aren't running away with it either. The Packers got a better running game this year, but yeah, they are struggling on the run defense a little bit. Yeah, Kyrie had a good game against them yesterday.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like we've still got a retread of Green Bay not having much of a run defense. Granted, it's looked a little better, but we still got a ways to go.
Hey, I'm the guy who should be pissed off about the run defense. Man, the Bears' run defense in the first quarter looked like hot trash. I'm like, what the? We had the number 1 run defense in the league last year. And this year, the run defense is like middle of the road at best. Right? I mean, it's like, what's going on with that run defense? Oh, Jesus. Matt's talking a little fancy trash there.
Yeah. Rob got smacked around.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, my fantasy team did well yesterday. I have Caleb start. I've had Caleb start all year, and they've done well. I don't know. Look, the league is starting. The season is starting to shape up. The surprises are starting to iron themselves out. Dude, yeah, I know, and that's exactly where it was, Broski. It was in the middle, and you know what it is, Broski? It seems like they get gashed early, and then they figure it out, and it's kind of weird. But the run defense for me has been the only chink in the armor for the Bears defense. Really, on the passing game, they've been really good overall. But it's weird. Like early in the game, the Bears in general have been starting slow in first quarter.
Okay. And I'm not going to speak for other Packers fans, but I was talking shit on Rodgers that his age has caught up with him. It's got nothing to do with what he did here in Green Bay. If you watch any of these podcasts I'm on, I sit here and tell how, in my opinion, at least Rodgers is the best Packer that we've ever had. He's one hell of a quarterback for us. But now that he's with the Jets, seeing how he looked, I really think he should have retired a Packer.
Yeah, and Brad, you might have missed it when we talked about. I don't know if maybe you missed the beginnings of the show, but we were talking about that, and it doesn't look like he's planting on the Achilles leg well. Because like that last interception, dude, that's not something Rodgers normally does. He would go. Yep. That ball placement was the worst ball placement I've ever seen out of Aaron Rodgers, and it's not like, was the pocket clean on that throw? I don't think he was moving or anything. I mean, he should have been able to make that throw. The injury definitely affected him. It's still affected him and Cousins. We talked about Cousins too. It's affecting both of them. But for Rodgers, it was pretty evident yesterday.
But let me ask Brad. So because he swapped teams, now no one can talk shit on him? Bro, stop. You people are soft as shit, man. That is crazy to me. Everybody can have their own opinion about a guy, and he's aging out. That's what happens. Guys get older, they age out, they don't play as well as they used to.
Is he see a lot of Packer fans talking shit about him? But I agree with you, Rob. I mean, who cares if they cheer against him? They're not on this team anymore. Yeah, I mean, do you think I'm going to cheer for David Montgomery because he's a Lion now? No, I'm not cheering. I'm not cheering for Montgomery because he's a Lion. I hope Montgomery sucks because he is a Lion.
Yeah, Moonstar, and that's what I was bringing up, is that left calf is atrophied so freaking much. It's almost half the size of the other one. And thank you, Matt. That brings me to what I was going to say to Brad. A lot of those fans that are cheering against him, not just being a realist, those are the idiots that want to start Willis over Love.
Hey,
now, Matt's just being a troll.
Did you guys see what I did in the green room after your game yesterday?
No,
I know Rob saw it. Rob knew what I was doing. I went in there because I knew Kyle was in there. I said something about Love, and basically they need to bring the backup in and all this. And Kyle's going crazy. And Rob knew it. At this point, Rob was watching. I saw his little icon. He knew I was messing with Kyle. He knew I was just because Rob knows I don't go into the room and talk trash like ever. So and he knew Kyle. He knows how Kyle gets. I just went there and I just riled Kyle up. I said, "No, you guys actually had a good game." But there are Packer fans who are like that right now. But dude, they're fans in every fan base who are going to be. There's still Bears fans who want Bajan in. Like, really? Really? I mean, there's fans in every fan base who are going to be like that, guys. I mean, there's really.
And Brad, I don't agree any Packer fan should be. But I was expecting Rodgers to do Rodgers things yesterday and beat the fucking Queens, and he fucking let me down. So I'm going to talk shit on his old ass because that's why I wanted him to win yesterday. Do me a favor, beat the Vikings, shut their asses up for me. We couldn't do it. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, Brad
I will talk shit on anybody, man. I do not give a fuck. I'm going to tell you.
Brad does ask an interesting question, and let's expand it out. In what universe should Packer fans, or we'll just say any,
I agree with them 100%.
Right? Root for the Vikings instead of a team. So let me finish the question. Well, let me expand the question out. In what universe should Packer, Bears, or Lions fans root for the Vikings instead of a team playing your division rival? Let's expand it out. Why would we do that? Well, because we're not all, at least on this show, we're not completely homers. Like, if we think your team should beat the other team, we'll actually call it and be fair about it.
Yeah, I did pick the Vikings to win that game, but I wanted the Jets to win.
Yeah, it's the same thing I told Woody yesterday when he came on the rant. I said, look, Woody, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to trounce the Panthers, but I'm going to take the Panthers and say they win by a field goal. Look, man, I'm out there talking shit the same as the rest of you guys. And if someone's not playing up to their potential, you got to talk about it. And I love Rodgers. Rodgers, to me, is going to die a Packer in my heart. But, he fucking let me down yesterday, and I talk shit on his old ass. I'll be the first one to tell you I did.
I'll tell you what, though. Week 7, I bet I'll take the Lions. Partially because of Brad's comments today.
Unless the Vikings have some type of collapse and it ends up being where they got the same record, then I hope they tie.
Right.
I mean, look at
Right.
just Brad,
Listen
you
for
just
that.
made Brad, you just made it so that we're all going to take the Lions because you said you guys are so much better than them in the division. Well, hell, I'm taking the Lions in Week 7 now.
But Matt,
So there you
I'll
go.
tell you who's seen Romeo Dobbs, his home security camera while he was sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we even talked about that. Dobbs
Yeah,
being
well.
benched because of what's going on with that craziness. Is that going to be a long-term issue?
Supposedly, once they went and actually talked with him, they got it all hashed out. But because of him taking the 2 days off of practice and not telling anybody, they said you're sitting for this game.
What did he miss practice? What would happen? I didn't hear.
He literally didn't go to practice, didn't tell any of the coaches.
I know that, but why? Why?
Oh, because he was mad that Dontavian Wicks was the number 1 receiver for the game plan that week.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. Well, he's been there longer than him. And I think he feels that he's a leader, and but that's you let your team down, bro. You fucking gave up on your team. You quit on your team, and to me, I'm sorry, bro. You got no points for that. You're on my shit list now until you fucking make better. Just saying.
Yep.
He fucked up, man. Bro, you should have went and talked to your coach. You should have did something else other than acting like a child. I mean, he took Thursday off and didn't even call and say, I'm not coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday, they sent the coach to his house to find out why he didn't show up on Friday. That's being a child. That's being, sorry.
He did the old adage of he picked up his toys and went home.
You're right. You're right about that, man. I want Wicks gone. Shit, that fucking guy. 2 catches
there,
out
Thomas?
of it. It was terrible yesterday. That guy sucks. Dun, dun, dun. Whoever for
Gosh, I need a better security system.
wow.
Man.
There's a lot going on. What do you expect me to say? The Vikings? I hate the Vikes, bro. Brad, I fucking hate the Vikings. I wish nothing but pure evil on them, like the Bears. The Bears might be worse though. I come from Chicago, so I have a lot of Bear fan people I know.
Packers suck. Willis is better. Put him in
Bears
now.
suck harder though. That's just it.
The history wants me to hate the Bears more, but honestly, ever since Favre went to the Vikings, I think I do hate the Vikings just a smidge more than the Bears.
Oh yeah, look, Jason's right. 2016 Vikings did start 5-0 and finished 8-8. I mean, if they're playing like they did, I mean, if they're giving up, if they're like completely stopping like they have been the last couple of games, I mean, that might be like a very.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Here's the one thing though I'm happy about. Even though the Packers suck, the Vikings suck, the Lions are trash. I don't care. Y'all suck. However, this is what I like. The entire division's 3-2 or better. It's a competitive division. It's black and blue, and the back end of this season is going to be. I hate how the NFL did the scheduling in a way that we all have all these division games in the back end versus being. But however, the byproduct of that, the back end of this season is going to be insane because in a way, it did a couple of us favor. It did the Vikings a favor because they're having the chance to do what they're doing right now. It did the Bears a favor as they're breaking in the rookie quarterback, right? You guys kind of did you guys a favor because you were able to go through basically the Love injury and not have it happen during division play, right? The back end of the season, we might get 4 teams that are clicking on all cylinders, just destroying each other in the back end of this season, making for a hell of a fun ride in the NFC North. I mean, if the Bears get right offensively, which they've been working towards the last couple of weeks, and now we get to week 11, and now we all get to this back end of the season with all these division games, and the Packers defense has improved. The Lions are still doing what they're doing. The Vikings are still winning games. So you can't tell me the back end of this season is not going to be one of the most exciting seasons we've seen in a long time. And who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
That's the beauty.
Brad, it's only week 5. You're talking Super Bowl, bro. Stop. He's talking Super Bowl.
Who is?
Hey,
Brad. Look at Brad. Read that comment right there.
I'll give it to him. He's 5-0. When you're 5-0, you kind of start to think about that a little bit.
Just saying, bro. Just saying. It's a little early to be talking about Super Bowl. Got a lot of games to play, man.
Okay, well, here's the other thing, Brad. Well, I mean, you guys all have a history of losing the Super Bowl. So even if you get
the toilet bowl.
Well, and to Brad's, I'm going to say this, Brad. Last year, the Cowboys, when we met them in the playoffs, they had only trailed the entire season for 45 minutes. We're talking 17, 18 games they played, and they led everything. They trailed the entire game to us, 48 minutes.
I love that. Matt's comment's a great one.
Just saying.
We know there've been a couple. Skull the toilet bowl. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I mean, Vikings fans are going to be a little like Lions fans were last year at this point.
If I'm a Lions fan, or if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm talking shit too. I don't blame them.
Absolutely.
I don't blame them for talking shit. You guys are 5-0. You've earned it, but I wouldn't go talking Super Bowl quite yet. I mean, look at take the Cowboys argument a step further. They were dominant against everyone in the regular season. The playoffs game. Yeah. Darnold. You're going to tell me Darnold's a Super Bowl winning quarterback? I mean, game managers have won the Super Bowl before, yes, but I mean, 32 to 47. Come on, you knew JB was going to get in with that comment. Jesus,
I'm just
Robbie,
saying, 47. Look, to only be 47 minutes for an entire season is amazing to me. That's an amazing stat, bro. Fuck, are you kidding me, bro? That's amazing.
Well, no, Brad, Packer fans are different. Okay, they just think they're entitled to everything being there. I get what you're saying, though, Brad.
I'm not.
I get what you're saying. I get.
You guys deserve what you got going right now. I'm just saying, bro. You're talking Super Bowl in Week 5, bro. Stop.
And look at Ken. Even knows because you saw Ken smile when you saw your comment. I got you, Brad. I understand.
Oh, absolutely. Because that's what's good about being at the top of the division. You get to sit there and talk trash to everybody under you.
But Brad, look at you want to talk about choking and gagging every year. That's you should be throwing that back.
It's usually what the Bears do before it gets to playoffs.
They get to the playoffs and then they gag it. They gag it and choke it every year. I mean, you want to talk about choke artists? Forget the Cowboys. What about Green Bay in the playoffs? They can never get there. You can just do that to them. I'm not trying to make the argument now, but I'm just saying you could do that.
You know why the Bears don't choke? Because they're professionals at sucking.
That's right.
We guys suck and you choke. So it doesn't really matter.
That's not true.
I like it. Don't you have to play for Lombardi before you can hoist it? That is true. They have played for Lombardi, though, Matt. They have played for it. They've lost it 4 times. They have played for it. Unlike the Lions, who've never even been there. But my favorite fan base this year has been the Texans. After the Week 2 game, I had a Texans fan tell me how awesome the Texans are. Like, you guys have never even been to an AFC championship game. And this guy was like, oh, yeah, we were there 2 years. I'm like, you've never literally been to an AFC championship game. And then you dig into some of those weird stats, and you'd be surprised at how many teams had never even been to a conference championship game.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it was a good victory Monday. Enjoy it while you can. Lions and Vikings and Bears and Packers fans. The entire division's a winner. I include the Lions because, they had the bye. Don't forget, JB is up next. We'll see you all tomorrow morning. You guys all have a great day and watch the football night. Deuces.
Total Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and MM Eniacs. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports.